watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, a local company marks a significant milestone. A man missing at sea. Rotarians celebrating 60 years. And in sports, the final day of the Triathlon National Championships. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, heading to Washington, D.C. this week to participate in the Agriculture Innovation Mission, or AIM, for climate change to be held from May 8th through 10th. Joining the minister will be Parliamentary Secretary in the ministry, Leonardo Lightbourne. Launched in 2021, AIM for Climate is a global initiative to accelerate and increase investments in climate-smart technologies and enhance existing approaches to increase agricultural productivity, improve livelihoods, conserve nature and biodiversity, and adapt to build resilience to climate change. Officials said the event serves as a dynamic platform to raise ambition, build collaborations, and share knowledge on innovative solutions in the lead up to COP28. Minister Sweeting said in ministerial meetings, officials are expected to discuss challenges and solutions and to find ways to integrate climate-smart technologies that many young farmers are eager to adapt. Further, he said for the country to develop a progressive agricultural sector, it must continue to hold discussions with stakeholders and international partners to ensure that it incorporates the best and most resilient technologies that the world has to offer. There are 31 countries and 41 non-governmental partners signed to AIM. While in Washington, the minister is also expected to hold a courtesy call with Bahamas Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Wendell Jones. Crossing over now to news from the crime beat. The police need your help in locating a man missing at sea. According to information received, the victim and another family member were on board a boat in the area of Little Whale Key off the Berry Islands when the man fell overboard and has not been seen since. The incident occurring shortly before 10 on Saturday night. Basra and the police marine unit were conducted. A search ensued in different areas, but the missing man was not found. This matter is under active investigation. Well, police are also searching for the suspect responsible for a robbery on Sunday, according to reports sometime around 3:11 this morning. While driving in the area of East Street, the victim recognized a male walking who fit the description of someone who he knew. As a result, he stopped and assisted him with a ride. During the course of their commute, the male instructed the victim to exit his 2015 black Jeep license plate number AM6744. Unaware as to whether or not the male was armed with any weapons, the victim complied. The suspect then sped off in the stolen vehicle onto Blue Hill and Cordo Avenue. Investigations continue. In other news, about 90% of Bahamian vendors scattered along Pompey and Rawson Square will be relocated into the new cruise port facility when it officially opens its doors later this month. Tourism consultant Randy Rule telling ZNS News that cruise port officials made the final decision and have been in meetings with vendors of authentically Bahamian products.
Those are the ones who have been grandfathered in. Of course, you know, the cruise port has very strict restrictions. They're going to try and cause there to be a lot of authentically Bahamian stuff, and they want to make sure that none of the things are duplicate. Certainly not only vendors will be in there, but then there are also tour operators. And so we have a number of tour operators now who will be looking to relocate probably to the western end here on across from Senior Frogs that will be able to take guests back and forth to Paradise Island as well.
Vendor Nicola Cartwright says she's excited about the move.
Customers, way more business, yeah, because right now they have an option when they come out the gate. They don't necessarily have to come this way. They can either go left, they can go straight ahead onto Bay Street, but behind there they have to pass us, yeah. And then the atmosphere, the cleanliness, all of that, it's much better.
Hard work, perseverance, and thick skin, an inspiring story of a local entrepreneur who has defied the odds and has built an amazing business empire. The Bahamas Striping Group of companies celebrating a significant milestone this week. The company hosting a small event for its employees in Exumer Saturday. Our Desmond Sanders was there.
It began as a small team of 2 some 14 years ago, and now today has since grown into a dynamic team of 56 with millions in revenue and a key player in the local economy. This week, Bahamas Striping Group of companies celebrating 14 years as a road marking and road construction company. The company's brainchild, Ontario Mitchell.
I would say progress. You know, we started off in just road striping. We always had a mindset to conquering that market as well as spreading our wings a bit more. But right now we are currently full-fledged into road construction. We are actually into vertical construction as well. So the company has grown over the past 14 years. We are continuing to set our sights on achieving even more.
Mitchell was just 23 years old when he created the small startup with just a $5,000 grant from the government self-starter program. Today, the company stands as a success model in the region, one of the fastest-growing group of companies comprised of its flagship company, Bahamas Striping, and several subsidiaries. Through its lucrative government partnerships, the company has completed over 60 miles of road construction and markings in Exuma. It has also undertaken repairs and restorations to key government docks and structures. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Chester Cooper.
Firstly, let me congratulate them for reaching 14 years of successful entrepreneurship. I believe Bahamas Striping and this group has always been a poster, if you will, for what can happen with a startup entrepreneur, and I think they've grown from strength to strength over the last 14 years. I'm particularly keen on what's happening on the ground here in Exuma in terms of the works, in terms of the roads, and therefore we came today really to not just show our support on their 14th-year anniversary, but really to examine how they're moving along in terms of completing our roads here in Exuma.
For company executives, its biggest asset is human capital. Employees Terry Murray and Brian Williams says their experiences have been worthwhile.
When I started out with them, it was in Abaco with the cleanup with the mud and the piers after Hurricane Dorian, and after that we transitioned here. So far, what I can say is I don't think it's nothing that we can't do once we put our mind to it.
Well, I love working for the company. You know, we had our ups and downs, but we done sort that out. You know, but it's a new company, and it's doing some big things.
A number of events slated for this year to celebrate the company's 14th anniversary. The company's gala taking place this Friday at its headquarters, Abundant Life Road, where a major announcement will be made regarding the company's future. Desmond Sanders, Bahamas Tonight.
The weekend edition continues after the break. Stay with us.
Are you overpaying for low speeds with your internet provider? Stop wasting your money. Switch to BTC for the fastest internet to the most homes in the Bahamas. Get up to 300 megs fiber fast speeds, up to 3 times faster than what you get now. Plus, get 164 TV channels, all for just $42.50 a month for 12 months. That means you'll save $860 for the year. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, BTC is for you. Switch to the largest fiber network in the Bahamas.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Beyond Flag Store at 138 Wolf Road has everything you need to celebrate anything. Celebrate sports, the Correctional games, country, and more. With flags, pins, souvenirs, stickers, memorabilia, rent flag poles, install flag poles. Whatever keeps the fun going, you'll find it at Beyond Flags. Flags for everything, everywhere, and everyone. Beyond Flags also offers commercial printing services and take U.S. visa applications and appointments. Telephone 308-8250 or toll free at 242-225-9555.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Cause if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. If it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
A familiar face to regattas all over the Bahamas, but especially to the Exuma National Family Island Regatta, is stepping away from his frontline duties as commodore. Danny Strawn recalls when he set his personal career goals 31 years ago. The first was to remove the regatta's fender stalls from the waterfront to allow more space and access to those attending.
I've had the honor and privilege of leading for 31 years the team responsible for planning, preparing, and executing the National Regatta. 31 years ago, I set 4 main goals. 1, creating a much larger space for the regatta and related facilities. And I want to thank especially the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, our Prime Minister.
Another one of Strawn's goals and the highlight of his career came to fruition this year during the 67th National Family Island Regatta.
The next thing I had set as a goal, to make sailing the national sport of the Bahamas. And last night, we did it in grand style. And again, I want to thank Prime Minister Davis because we're doing it on his watch. So let's thank him.
Another goal was to ensure that skippers and sailors trained the future generations so that the sport could continue. So it gave Strawn great pleasure to hand the reins over to Exuma Sailing Club head coach Dallas Knowles, who will be taking over as commodore.
I can't think of bigger shoes to fill. All I can say real quickly is Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, people of Exuma, I give you my word that I will work as hard as I can to make you proud and make this the crown jewel of sailing in the Bahamas.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Welcome back. Scores of Rotarians turned out last evening to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Rotary Club of East Nassau. The Diamond Jubilee Black Tie event held on grand scale at the Baker House on Paradise Island. Rotarians happy to mark the milestone and celebrate all the club has accomplished.
This is a year that marks our continued work within the community, where we not only try to do service above self, which is our Rotary motto, but also fellowship within the community. Our club has been constantly working in the community to help better it and to find ways in which we can build partnership not only nationally, but within the Caribbean, also internationally, to bridge the gaps that we have.
The net proceeds for the event go to our scholarship fund, the East Nassau Rotary Club Charitable Trust. And we put hundreds of kids through higher education through that fund. So it's a great cause.
A number of persons received special awards during the course of the evening as well.
We will be giving awards afterwards for Durwood Humanitarian Awards, which will go to community-minded citizens who have given to the community. We have J.R. MacDonald, we have Franny De Cardenas, Jeff Andrews, and Laura Kimball, who has been very significant in Bark. So we're very pleased to be able to do this in this location, and we thank all of our donors and our sponsors as well.
The Bahamas Department of Correctional Services honoring deserving persons this past Friday in an historic gala event held at the Faith United Baptist Church Auditorium. 16 men and women from BDOC's Chaplaincy Volunteer Program were celebrated for their sacrificial works in caring for incarcerated individuals. It's a thankless initiative that only a few have the courage to undertake. In his keynote address, Father Sebastian Campbell, rector at All Saints Anglican Church, underscored the importance of chaplaincy, but also made this radical plea.
We need to invest money in training chaplains to do chaplaincy. And for 30 years, I've been asking, begging for money to invest in training chaplains, and almost 30 years, the cry has come back, we ain't get no money. That don't happen at BDOCs, right? I want to challenge you to rise above this understanding that Bahamians have in believing that chaplaincy is simply going somewhere and preaching and trying to convert somebody to Jesus Christ. Chaplaincy is more than that.
BTC's commemorative edition of the Bahamas Telephone Directory is now out. The theme for the directory is celebrating 50 years of independence. The front cover features the present and former prime ministers of the country. Manager for Directory Publications, Najir Finlayson, talks about the historic edition.
Yeah, we're very excited that we're now able to distribute the 50th edition of the book. This book is extremely special to us because we wanted to do something to commemorate this milestone in our country's history. And we wanted to do it in a way that would pay tribute to the leaders who were responsible for getting us from independence till now. And so in the book, you would find articles on the majority rule, as well as the women's suffrage movement. And we also thought it important to talk about our journey with education. So we have an article there as well from COB to University of Bahamas.
Residents in Winton Meadows community, the latest to receive free Wi-Fi on the park access, courtesy of their area member parliament, seeing Lightbourne and the Digital Transformation Unit at the Office of the Prime Minister yesterday. 7S News caught up with Lightbourne to talk about the significance of this launch.
Initiative that the Digital Transformation Unit at the Office of the Prime Minister will be embarking on to make sure that our kids, our adults, all users of the park can come to one spot where they can connect with each other, and they also can connect to the internet. The usability of our parks is very important as we understand the effects of any long-term indoor spaces and the air quality that affects the human body, especially coming out of COVID. We would have been in lockdown mode where persons would have not been able to use outdoor spaces, and we would have learned then the value.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Students, staff, and administrators of Uriah McPhee Primary School celebrated the nation's upcoming 50th independence anniversary with a special assembly under the theme, "From Whence We Came, the Journey Continues." Acting Director Dominique McCartney-Russell encouraged teachers to continue to effect positive change in the lives of their students.
I came from very humble beginnings. And so usually when you see these children sit here, you don't know what you have in your midst. And not to say that I'm anybody. I'm not saying that I'm anybody. But God is greater than our environment. Right? He is greater. And all of these children, regardless of where they come from, they have an opportunity to excel. And why? Because they have quality teachers, support staff, and administrators speaking life into them and saying to them, you can achieve and you will achieve.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, encouraged students.
Kids, let me say this to you. We are about to celebrate 50 years of our independence as a country. You are the future of our nation. And in order for us to celebrate another 50, which most of us won't be here, we pray, God, that you continue to stay steadfast, continue to be humble, learn what your teachers are telling you today. Because what you miss at this age now is going to be difficult to catch as you get older.
For Ed Talk, I am Johnny McIntyre.
this moment in time very, very exciting for me, and to know that we can have this time to look back and right now in the present see his lovely wife and children who has weathered the storms with him in getting this country where we are right now. We thank God for the legacy.
He is such an inspirational individual. He is what many may say that is a perfect representation of a true leader.
And the legacy for me that Sir Lyndon Pindling left was all about freedom.
For my generation, Sir Lyndon Pindling was everything, because without him, I wouldn't be standing here doing what I have been doing for the past 30 years.
I never look at it the same way as him as just a man.
He has given everything that he had, including his family, and definitely left a legacy behind that can never, ever be forgotten.
I love that we have a chance to just say thank you for his work.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Well, it was the final day of the 2023 Bahamas Triathlon Association Nationals Championships today over at Goodman's Bay. Scores of triathletes of all ages across several divisions ran, swam, and cycled to move atop the point standings. The event serving as a precursor or test event for the Correctional Triathlon and Aquathlon set to take place here in New Providence later this summer.
We have Correctional here in August, so we yesterday had a lot of kids we brought from swimming clubs and who run as well. We're trying to fill out our team so the Bahamas gets more medals this year. And so we brought some new kids into the aquathon, and that was great. Even some of our triathletes, they said, bring this child or that child because I know they're good. Even if they beat me, we want to get medals for the Bahamas. And I'm liking that spirit. We're getting a lot more kids involved. Today's the triathlon. It's the last trials for triathlon, but we have one more trials for aquathon, which is swim and run. We're going to do the Betty Kelly Kenny Aquatic Center and the surrounding grounds on Saturday afternoon, the 20th of May. That'll be the last qualifier, and then they'll name the teams for this year's Correctional Aquathon and Triathlon.
Many of the top finishers trained with the Mighty Flamingos Triathlon Training Club, who is offering this call to all interested persons.
We have a triathlon club called the Mighty Flamingos. We are a social club as well, so we always have a great time training together. We've been around for a couple of years. We're very welcoming to children, adults of all ages. Like I said, we train at Joe's Beach on Sundays, and we're welcoming new members. And if you want to have a good time, stay healthy, stay fit, come check out the Mighty Flamingos.
Now, stay tuned for tomorrow's Sportscast as we will give you the full results and winners from the 2 days of competition. Tomorrow also marking the start of the 2023 CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships here at the National Beach Soccer Stadium, as the 242 will try and qualify for this year's FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup being held in the United Arab Emirates. Two of the team's veterans spoke early this week about their expectations as well as that much-needed fan support.
Very diverse team for this tournament. We have a very good mixture of experience mixed with youth players. So that's always a good remedy for success. We have a world-class coach that has tremendous experience, that has won 4 World Cups with Brazil. And so we are fortunate to have him coaching us and guiding us in the right direction.
We just want to say to the fans to come out and support the team, wear your colors, come out, bring the cowbells, everything, you know, and cheer on the players. And without them, we won't do good. So we need them, and hope to see you all there.
In track and field news, Bahamian Olympic and World 400-meter champion Stephen Gardner would make his 100-meter debut yesterday at the 2023 Adidas Atlanta City Games held in Centennial Park. Gardner would run a respectable 10.38 in Heat 2 of the men's 100-meter sprint to finish 4th in a stacked field. Coming in 3rd would be the USA's Kendall Williams. In 2nd would be South Africa's Akani Simbine. And winning his heat would be Sarnell Hughes from Great Britain in 10.07. And that was a look at your sports on this Sunday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home. Or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
Janae's Uniform Center. We've traveled to every island in this here land, man. We go everywhere. We can go to every rock and key, Abaco to Inagua, even Ragged Island, The Rock. Celebrate our country's 50th independence with Janae's special limited edition. Sublimated t-shirts and caps in 10 different styles and colors. Get up to 50% off on cotton polo shirts only. Don't forget to embroider your company's logo to celebrate this independence at Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Call 394-8385 or 6. WhatsApp text only 817-3295. Email sales@janaes.com.
Moms are the best. And this year, ZNS and Comfort Suites wants to help you have the very best Mother's Day ever. Just tune in to ZNS TV's Bahamas Tonight, evening news, Monday, May 8th through Thursday, May 11th. Watch for the different code word each day. Then go to www.znsbahamas.com. Enter the code word of the day and answer the question, and you will be eligible to win a 3-day, 2-night stay at Comfort Suites on Paradise Island, where you can enjoy not only the amenities there, but also have full access and signing privileges at Atlantis. The winner will be announced on Friday, May 12th, just in time for Mother's Day. Moms are the best. And now ZNS and Comfort Suites will make this Mother's Day the best.
The 6th edition of the Bahamas Games are on the way. July 7th through the 15th. Get ready for inter-island sporting competition in the spirit of unity and camaraderie. Which island is gonna win? Our nation, our talent, our games. And look out for the B Games crew coming to your island soon. For more information, call 809-1242 or visit thebahamasgames.org.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. A little windy on the outdoors today, but Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in the studio to give us a check on the latest temperatures on what's been happening. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jiminita. Outside of our studios, we are under partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 77 degrees, relative humidity 71%. The winds are out of the east at 21 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,018.0 millibars. That's 30.07 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Farm Beach Islands this evening, 76 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Green Toll, Key, and Freeport. In Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 76 as well. Alice Bimini, a little warmer at 79. 76 in Harbor Island. Rock Sandy Lutra, 77. 78 in Black Point, Exuma, also Kemp Space, Orlando's, and Fresh Creek in Central Orlando's at 78 degrees. Artisan, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, 77. In Georgetown, Exuma, 80 degrees there. 80s also in Ragged Island, Clarence, Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Meguana, 78 degrees. Ackland, 78. Matchetown, Nago, 80. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight through tomorrow. High pressure ridge will continue to maintain brisk winds. Those winds will be out of the east to southeast at 12 to 18 knots. The wave height 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, so caution flags are in place for your boaters in the northwestern islands. High tide takes place at 10:06 tonight. You can expect another high tide at 10:24 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, easterly flow at 15 to 20 knots. Rough seas at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Caution flags also in the central and southeastern islands through tomorrow. Satellite pictures, well, that's showing we have that high pressure ridge, which is creating some very stiff winds across the islands, and that will be with us for the next 2 days or so. Meanwhile, we have that low-level troughing across the southeast Bahamas. That, too, will support pockets of showers and isolated thunderstorms in the extreme southeast Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. As far as tonight is concerned, windy this evening, clear to partly cloudy, 73 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, looking at partly sunny, breezy again, but still somewhat on the pleasant side with your high temperature getting up to 83 degrees. And the extended weather forecast, breezy conditions continue right into Tuesday. Lots of sunshine in our forecast for the next several days. But come the weekend, it seems as though we're going to have some moisture work its way back into the forecast, so we could have some showers developing on the weekend. Temperature-wise, we're going to keep you in the mid-80s and those nighttime temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
This is the super versatile